Uh-oh. Don't look now. Have the Warriors got their mojo back? Is that what's happening? I'm not going to sit here and act like I thought it was going to happen, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? Playoff atmosphere last night at Chase Center. Warriors Suns, perfect time to unleash Weapon X, aka Gary Dwayne, into the mix, right? And right away, we know the storylines. Nurkic, Draymond, the early tussle, if you will, I thought favored the Warriors. Clay comes over, slaps the ball out. You saw them galvanize and protect Draymond really from himself, right? Like, no, we're a unit here, much more so than the Suns. And I think as talented as the Suns' big three is, again, I think that favors the Warriors, not just the core guys and their mentalities, but even our young guys are dogs too, right? And so I loved that energy from the beginning. The other thing that the Warriors have been doing from the beginning of games is featuring Wiggins and Kuminga, right? Assuring Wiggins gets some paint touches, assuring Kuminga gets downhill and gets the ball early on, and it just picks up the pace and the energy of everything else. Did you notice how many corner threes Steph had? He had 4 corner threes out of the 9 made. We'll talk about that last one here in a second. But I'm curious if that's just the new offense with Kuminga and Wiggins getting downhill and sucking in the defense, or if it was something that they recognized in the Suns, kind of a flaw in their concept. But Steph gets going in the corner. Now, Clay, tough night, 2 of 10, 24 minutes, didn't play much in the fourth quarter. But I thought defensively he was feisty. And I was thinking to myself, like, hey, man, what if this phase of his career kind of became like a premium PJ Tucker? Shoot some corner threes, be kind of a goon, be a bully, and a big wing forward defender. And I think one thing that I wish Clay would realize, I know it's much easier said than done, we're gonna love you just the same in that role. You don't have to be prime Klay Thompson to still get the love and glory from the fan base, right? If you again accept a new role and figure out other ways to contribute, you're going to get that same love. Again, the statue has already been carved. But yeah, Clay doesn't finish the game. I want to talk about the young fellas a little bit because I thought the most important stretch of minutes in the game was end of third quarter, early fourth quarter, where it was Pajemski, it was Quinones, it was Kuminga, it was Trace. I think Clay was out there with those guys, but it was the young guys holding it down in the non-Steph Draymond minutes, and there was an energy and a fight. And I want to credit Kerr for leaving Kuminga in there with that fourth foul. I thought he might as well just walk to the bench, and he left him out there, and he rewarded him with a quick and one, right? Lester Quinones in easily the biggest game of his NBA career. Again, a playoff atmosphere, unafraid. Step back grenade 3, another 3 to start the fourth, got downhill several times on KD. Didn't get any whistles last night. No surprise, the entire game. But I thought those minutes from the young guys, protecting Steph and Draymond's minutes was huge in that situation. And the other thing that I love about Kuminga is he's willing to take the easy baskets. And what I mean by that is I can't tell you how many times I'm guarding a kid in this new generation of player where they've beaten me, but then they add another move and they allow me to recover. And Kuminga's game is simple and efficient, right? There's nothing extra about it. And perhaps we can give some credit to Steve Kerr and his how tough he's been on Kuminga, kind of forcing him to play that way. But there's an efficiency with his game. So it's back and forth down the stretch, and you see the Suns, their shot-making ability, you're going to almost favor over any other team in the league, right? If you're circling matchups and different styles and advantages, you go, when you're playing the Suns and it's a late close game, their shot-making, to name another team that has that much shot-making, and you saw it down the stretch. KD's new bus driver was going crazy, right? Book in his prime. And it looked like we were going to lose another clutch game. We're going to lose another clutch game. Pajemski, I was calling him Pajemski Purdy in the breakdown today, 15-minute breakdown of this entire game. And you can go check that out on the Patreon right now. But that pass, man, when you see the back angle of it, live, it looked like a bad pass. You're like, oh, here comes a pick six, right? But when you see it slowed down from Steph's angle, you can see Pajemski kind of only put that where Steph was going to get it. I don't think Beal was ever going to get it. I know he blamed the mask, but I want to give Purdy some credit for the pass. But the nastiest part about it was the no dribble, right? Steph has 3 seconds. He could have taken 2 if he wanted to with your back to the basket from 30 feet to turn and pull that just adds to the legacy, right? It just adds to the legacy. Now, KD, very gracious in defeat, but I'm not surprised, right? He's faced a lot of defeat, right? He's faced a lot of defeat, and so has his bus driver book. So it is what it is. And then, Nurkic, call me crazy. I have a feeling we're going to see this team in the playoffs. I know I'm getting way ahead of myself, but it just feels like that's going to happen. And I think that this Nurkic Draymond thing, it doesn't work in Phoenix's favor, just like it didn't last night. I think they've poked the bear, and I wouldn't mind that matchup. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but then after the game, he's basically like dry snitch. He's trying to like campaign for Draymond to like. It was listen. If the toughest guy on your team's name is Grayson, I want to hear nothing about toughness. Right? The Suns have a ton of talent. They don't have enough depth. They don't have enough chemistry. And the Warriors have problems as well, but I'm here for the smoke. It's a fun matchup. I want to see it in the playoffs. But yeah, the Warriors just look like a different team right now. And I think it starts with the galvanizing. Again, every time there was a dust up with Nurkic and Draymond doing the too small and all this stuff, you watched all 4 other Warriors that were on the court surround Draymond. United. And then GP2, listen, if you told me he is going to be healthy the rest of the year, I know that's a big if. I think we climb all the way up out of the play-in. Like that, he is such an X factor for us with this pace. Now, Trace was part of the young guys closing that third, start of the fourth, right? I don't think that was kind of part of the script. I think it was Kerr maybe protecting Draymond from getting too emotional and pulled him out there, and they got Trace some spot minutes, and he did well. You saw him switch on Bradley Beal, contest a Booker mid-ranger. He provides things that Dario and Looney don't do. And so I hope moving forward, the coaching staff can recognize those spots more and more for him. But all in all, yeah, man, 25 and 25. And I think for the first time in probably months, I actually looked at the standings. I was like, all right, let's see where they are at. Because let's be honest, the last few weeks, it just hadn't mattered. It's like, oh, we so far out of it. Now I looked at the standings, 25 and 25. And I think the run is happening as we speak. Niners, Chiefs, Super Bowl. Y'all know me. I'm pessimistic, right? Like, I want to protect my little feelings and all that. I think Niners going to win it. I just do. I don't have a reason. I just do. As always, hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.